Kitty King came to Burghley Horse Trials with a point to prove this week after missing out in selection for the World Championships. And it was a point that she made loud and clear by storming into the lead with Wonderdebious. Well done, what a beautiful test.
Oh, I was just thrilled with him. He was absolutely fantastic. He was so with me, so rideable, and really focused on what I was asking him to do. So I just couldn't be more proud of him.
And tell me about your hopes, your expectations coming into Burghley this week. What was your plan coming here?
I mean, my plan was to, put it bluntly, stick two fingers up at the selectors and say, should have taken me. So we've got a point to prove, and we'll be putting our best foot forward tomorrow. That's the plan.
And can you put into words just how much that performance in there meant to you? I think we saw it when you came out. We saw the sort of tears and things. But I mean, can you put into words the pride and things when you produced a horse like this and got a test like that at Burghley?
I mean, to be honest, it's a huge relief more than anything, because I know he's capable of it, and it's just being able to get it all right and together on the day, which has been a little bit trickier with him because he's not always the most straightforward. So yeah, it's just a relief to eventually be able to show everyone what he can really do and what he can produce.
Best of luck for Saturday.
Thanks very much.
Former winner Tim Price, who was once again first to go, delivered an instant refresh of the overnight standings, piloting his Burghley first time of Tarley to a score of 21.3. He looked fabulous there. I mean, that mark is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
how did it feel?
It felt as good as that, because you're just riding, feeling the balance and the frame and the rhythm, and it just feels nice, and everything comes out of that. The spline changes, nothing alters, and you spend your life trying to do good dressage, and never having it go the way you want it to go most of the time. It felt good.
And he looked pretty exciting at his first 5-star at McEwen. How did he come out of that, and how's he come into this?
Yeah, there was a lot learnt from that. He's a great cross-country horse, which is why I'm backing him here. I think there's been little blips in our preparation that have inhibited us having the proper run into these big competitions, the last ones, namely the McEwen and the Olympics. So there's a little bit of a leeway there as to why he hasn't finished so well in the show jumping. He's not God's gift to show jumping by any stretch, but he's an athlete and he has a desire. I just need to get him there in the right way mentally and physically. But I think I've had him prepared here better than I've had him anywhere else, so I'm looking forward to the whole weekend.
Kitty's mark means that the pair are now in provisional second overnight, with Thursday's leaders Sarah Bullimore and Crouet in third on 22.5. The leaderboard has had a significant shake-up on day 2, and among those to join the top 10 is Tom McEwen, riding CHF Coolizer.
She was fantastic, couldn't ask any more of her. She's always much better second half season type of mare, and she's really developed in the past few weeks to really bring out this test along with Ian's help. So yeah, I couldn't really ask for too much more, really.
And she's a lovely mare, isn't she? She's really special. I remember you talking to me about her after Poe and things, and tell me a little bit about her personality.
She's completely quirky, so tomorrow everyone will be wondering what I'm up to as I'm walking alongside her and jump on in the start box. But yeah, she loves it. She looks for flags for fun. But yeah, with that comes a few chestnut mare aspects, which you've just got to love. So yeah, I am really looking forward to finding out what she's like around a track like this. She was fantastic at badminton, even though I probably wasn't riding quite to form, a bit stiff and sore from what I'd done earlier. But yeah, really looking forward to her.
And what are your thoughts on Derek's course?
I think, me personally, I think it's fantastic. It's Burghley, and it's a new interesting twist. So actually, for everyone watching, I think it's going to be brilliant. But I mean, as riders, you're going to have to be super on it, and it's just huge. And like we know at Burghley, you've got to keep your energy reserves there for the end.
And I also caught up with the highest placed first timer at this stage in the competition, Bubby Upton, who's in provisional 11th with Kohler. Bubby, well done. Your first Burghley, first time in that arena. How was it?
It was amazing. It was so cool. It's such an incredible arena. Obviously made my badminton debut at the start of the year, which was the biggest arena I've ever been in, and then you've got Burghley as well, which I'd say is a bit more atmospheric because you've got all the press on the side, so there's a lot of distractions, and Kohler's a super spooky horse, so I wasn't sure how he was going to cope, particularly when we stripped his warm-up down. We halved it from badminton, so yeah, really proud of him, and just pleased that all the training that I've been putting in with my trainer Amy Woodhead has paid off.
And that, to halve the warm-up, was that a bit of a risk? Have you tried that elsewhere this season and it's paid off?
No, so I haven't tried it anywhere this season. Thorsby, he did a really nice test at the start of the year. Badminton, I gave him an extra 10 minutes because I thought he'd go in and the crowds, he's never seen crowds like this in his life, apart from at badminton. So I thought he'd go in at badminton and the crowds would lift him that extra bit, and he just didn't care at all. So then I was left with a really flat and long horse, and in a test like that, it comes up thick and fast, and a flat horse is just a nightmare. So I then tried a different warm-up at Hartbury, and that didn't work either. And so I had a long chat with Amy, and we were like, well, we're not going to do the same thing twice. I'm a big believer in if you do the same thing over and over again and expect a different outcome, that's stupidity. So I changed the warm-up and risked it, and he went in there and it was spot on. He was fresh but with me, and I'm so proud of him.
And Burghley as well, your first time riding here, as we just said. Have you had a look at the course, the terrain and things? It's quite a unique course in that sense, isn't it?
Yeah, so I've had a look at it 3 times, and it doesn't get any smaller or less hilly. It's super tough, it's big, it's technical, and I think he's been incredibly clever, Derek. He makes you commit in, and when you're in, you have to get out the direct route, which I think is tough for you, so you have to be instinctive, and hopefully, I'll be sharp and on the ball. But yeah, I've definitely never done a test like it before. Kohler hasn't either, so I don't know what to expect, but fingers crossed I'll do him justice and he'll fight for me like he always does.